I built an AI voice agent for Realtors that answers inbound calls, retrieves property information, qualifies leads, and books meetings right into the calendar. I'm going to break down exactly what this agent can do and the system behind it. But before diving into the specifics, here is how it sounds.
Hi, this is Maya, Daniel Mercer's virtual assistant. Are you calling about a property, or is there something else I can help with today?
I want to set up a meeting with Daniel to see property at 88 River Street.
Sure, we can look at setting that up. Is that 88 River Street in Hoboken or a different town?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And is there a specific day and time you were hoping to meet Daniel at 88 River Street in Hoboken?
Later this week, maybe Wednesday evening.
Let me check if that's available. He's free Wednesday evening at either 5 p.m. or 5:30 p.m. Which time works better for you?
5 p.m. is good.
Okay, we can hold 5 p.m. I just need a couple details. What's your name?
My name is Bob.
Thanks, Bob. What's the best phone number for you?
732-618-1573.
Thanks. So that's 732-618-1573, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. What's the best email for you so I can add it to the appointment?
It's bobbrown17@gmail.com.
Okay. Let me get that booked for you. Thanks, Bob. You're all set for Wednesday at 5 p.m. with Daniel to see 88 River Street in Hoboken. If anything changes, you can reach the office at 311-555-0184.
All right, thank you so much.
No problem at all, Bob. We'll see you on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Have a great rest of your day.
So as you can see, right after the call ends, the system saves the lead into a CRM. In this case, I'm using Airtable. So I got my name, phone number, email. It labeled the call intent as appointment request and labeled the lead status as qualified. It also got the property that I requested as 88 River Street, Hoboken, and the property was found. If we go into the properties tab, we have a few properties that I wrote down. So one of them is 88 River Street and apartment 4B, which is in Hoboken. It correctly found the information. It also saved my question, which was a request to set up a meeting with Daniel, who is the agent for the property, and then also summarized the call. And lastly, it labeled when the appointment date is. As you can see inside the calendar, the meeting was created, meeting with Bob Brown. Inside of here, we can see that it got the correct email, phone number, as well as lead intent. Buyer wants to meet Daniel at 88 River Street in Hoboken to see the property. So all of this happened right in the call. Not only can it find a property inside the CRM to talk about it, it can also check availability to the connected calendar, as well as book an appointment if the lead is qualified. For all of these actions, we are using 3 different functions inside Retell: check availability, book appointment, and property lookup. To use the property lookup tool, we need to get a few things. First one is property address. What is the address of the property that the caller is asking about, as well as their question. After we have gathered that, we will send it to NA10. And inside of NA10, as you can see, I have 4 different tools: property retrieval, checking availability, booking appointments, and saving leads to a CRM. So let's go over each one. For property retrieval, once Retell sends information to the NA10 webhook, it first decides which flow to go into, and in this case, it will go up. It will first extract the information from the webhook, 88 River Street, Unit 4B, and the caller question is general info about the listing. Then I have an LLM node, and the LLM node can call on 2 tools. One is to get property full addresses, and the second one is to retrieve property information from the CRM. The main variable we are using to find the property is the street address. As you can see, each property has a street address. The first tool gets full addresses of all of the properties inside the CRM. As you can see, we have 3 full addresses for each of our properties. The LLM model takes the caller's inquiry, which in this case is 88 River Street, Unit 4B, and matches this to the closest one that we got from our first tool. Once it gets the correct full address, then we use the second tool to retrieve the full property information. We do this by using filter by formula. As you can see on the left side, the full address should equal this, which we got from the first tool. And then we can identify the correct property and get all of the information. After this, we use a set node to format property variables. Right here on the right side, we have all of the property information, and we send it back to Retell so it can talk about it during the call. The second tool that the voice agent uses is check availability. All this tool does is check available slots for a requested date. The format here is very flexible. It can be just the whole day or day plus time. So once again, when Retell sends information to NA10, we first use a switch node to decide which flow to use. Then we extract variables, which in this case, I said Wednesday evening this week. Then we use a basic LLM node that has access to our calendar. The HTTP node is for cal.com to get available slots for a certain event using start and end times. As you can see, we got the whole day for Wednesday, and on the right side, we can see all of the open slots. The LLM model matches the user's request in our input, which is Wednesday evening this week, to the output of the open slots. It also has access to the current time as well as the time zone. After it finds the closest open slot, it then writes a sentence. I have availability on Wednesday evening at 5 or 5:30 p.m. Do either of those work? And then we send it back to Retell so it can ask the question. The last tool that the voice agent uses is book appointment. Once NA10 sends available slots to Retell, the voice agent confirms the time with the caller to make sure that that was the time they wanted. Then the voice agent uses the book appointment tool. To book an appointment in cal.com, we need the lead name, email, and the phone number. Date time we already have from our previous use of the availability tool, and lead intent I just added for context. Once Retell sends all of the data to the webhook inside NA10, we first choose the correct flow by using the switch node. Then we extract all of the variables from the webhook. Inside the LLM node, we need to format the start time for cal.com to correctly book the meeting. Then we get the booking variables, which for our case is start time, name, email, phone number, time zone. And then lastly, we use an HTTP node to book an appointment inside cal.com and send a confirmation to Retell so it knows that the appointment was booked. The last tool we use is call analyze that happens after the call ends. We send all of these post-call data variables that we got during the call. Once again, inside NA10, we use a switch node. We extract all of the variables using a set node, and then we create a new lead inside Airtable, which was this lead right here. So that's the agent. If you want to learn how to build AI voice agents just like this, I'm planning to open a school community in a couple of months. There is a link in the description you can use to join the waitlist. You'll be notified once it is open, and the first group will get the discounted rate. See you in the next one.